What's going on, guys? So we got a lot of people talking about this P Diddy verdict, and a lot of people are not happy with it. And on the other side of that, a lot of people are extremely excited. As I saw clips of people pouring baby oil on one another outside the courtroom, which is just diabolical. I mean, how the hell is you that happy that you doing some acts like that? I mean, especially you not even related to P Diddy. I found that a little bit weird and borderline uncomfortable. But like I said, it's been a mixed reaction, and P. Diddy ended up beating 3 of the 5 charges. Now, he was found guilty on the transportation of P. I don't know if I could say that. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what the charges was, and y'all know the charges that he beat and didn't beat. So, with P. Diddy being found guilty of those institution charges, I guess I could say it like that, he is facing a minimum or a maximum, I should say, of about 20 years. Now, seeing how this whole case went down, that man is not getting 20 years. Seeing how the jury came to their conclusion, they just didn't feel that he was guilty of RICO. They didn't feel that he did those other acts, and they didn't feel very convinced. And I thought the feds did a terrible job from the start of even bringing a charge like the RICO against him. That was the biggest charge. That was the one that could have landed him life in prison, and they lost. I mean, we got to think about it. I'm not familiar with every court case, but what cases in the past did we see where it was a RICO set up in this manner, where you're pretty much charging one guy and you don't bring in the others that you're claiming that carried out some of the acts with them? You don't bring those people in. You just mention them throughout the course of the trial, and you're sitting up here acting like this man committed all these heinous acts, like he didn't committed M's and he didn't just did horrible stuff to people. But at the end, all you really had was the stuff involving his women. That's all you had. And nobody's trying to sit up here and act like domestic violence isn't something serious. It is. But you didn't charge him for that. So to me, the feds are absolutely stupid. And I'm glad that they got it handed to him, just on the simple fact that do better, bro. Bring up charges you can actually prove. We can't be sitting up here putting people in jail, derailing people's lives, and you bring in charges that nobody believes. You don't even have enough proof for. You could have charged him on so many other things, but you tried to lay the hammer on him and you got cooked. Nobody's sitting up here saying P. Diddy's a great guy. I don't believe so after everything that I've seen go on during the trial. I know he's an effed up individual, but bring the correct damn charges. We got to play it fair now. Just because a dude is a corrupt individual, a terrible human being, we can't just charge people with anything. We got to get them for what they actually committed. And we seen that in this case. Now, P. Diddy is still facing jail time, obviously. After the verdict went down, his lawyers, they tried to get him out that day. I mean, they like, look, man, it's just institution charges. That ain't that serious. He's a first-time offender. Let's get him up out of here. Judge ended up denying that, wants him to stay in prison until his sentencing. And, I guess that is what it is. I'm not going to sit up here and argue with that. But like I said, when you look at this case and you think about how much money it takes to bring federal cases, I know a lot of tax-paying citizens' hard-earned money went into this. And for you to not be able to convict this man on super serious charges, it ultimately feels like a waste of time. It ultimately feels like you were in over your head and you just wanted to shut this man down. So to me, I mean, P. Diddy, he has something to be happy about. I'm sure he's not all the way happy. He probably would have been more happy with not only getting out on bail, but, maybe not being convicted on any of the charges. But to me, what this shows is the jury was kind of fair. You know, I heard that it was 8 men, 4 women, and based on the verdict, it seems like they really selected what charges they truly felt he was guilty of. They didn't just look at, oh, since Cassie's up there crying, Jane Doe's up there crying and whining and complaining, and they really felt, look, this is what I think he did, and I don't think he did this. I don't think you proved that he did these other things. And you immediately had victims, people like Cassie sending letters to the judge saying that, you know, don't let him out. I feel my life's in danger, all of this stuff. And it's just like, man, and I don't want to be that guy that always preaches accountability, especially on the women part, because I know how you guys get when it comes to that. But we got to be real, man. We got to be real. If you're going to keep going back and doing these freak offs after you done already done it for the 10th plus time, you know what it is. You know he wants you sleeping with escorts. You know he wants you off every drug imaginable. I believe the jury then began to find it hard to believe that you guys were complete victims. I'm not saying this right. I'm not saying this wrong, but if you're getting abused, assaulted, all of these things, you got to stand up for yourself. You have to. And this is going to be a lesson to all the people down the road who's going to bring about all these lawsuits and things like that against these powerful individuals. They're going to end up getting away with it based off your actions of not shutting it down early. You cannot be with somebody for over a decade, engage in all these activities, never tell the police, you know, over the course of that time. Yeah, maybe you sent a few text messages to the person and said, hey, I don't want to do this. But that's not enough, bro. You got to be more strong. You got to be more adamant. Like, yo, I'm not doing this shit. You know, this isn't the type of force where it was a gun to your head, you know, and you had to do these type of things. Because you guys got to admit, what was the true reason that Cassie and the other victim, Jane Doe, what was the reason they was doing this? Well, they wanted a certain lifestyle that P Diddy could provide. And that comes down to selling your soul. What are you willing to do and to not do for riches and to live a certain way and to have a abundance of money? Some people stand on their morals, some people stand on their respect, dignity, but others will fold soon as money gets involved. Oh, you want me to suck 100 peens and you will give me, you know, a big house, a nice car, a little bit of cash, I can take care of my family. I'm on that. That's what certain people are willing to do. You can't really live like that and then turn around on the back end, try to sue the dude and try to say that you were mistreated the entire time because parts of you enjoyed it. Even if it was you just enjoying the result, which was the money, fame, riches, all of that. Part of you did it for a reason. You had a motive. Okay. So, yeah, it's a sad situation. Like I said, a lot of people don't want to see P. Diddy free. You know, I'm not for him or against him. I'm just saying whatever he did, he should be convicted of. If he didn't do it, you can't put that on his name. That's what I believe. But I'm just saying to the women, don't go along with something you don't rock with for decades, 2, 3 years, whatever the case may be, however long it was. This is going to be a lesson to a lot of the young ladies, man. And I hope that everybody can learn from this situation. But all you MFs that was pouring baby oil on each other outside the courtroom, y'all are some sick ass individuals, man. The hell is wrong with y'all, bro? But I want to get you guys' thoughts and opinions on the P. Diddy verdict. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Was it fair? Was it unfair? Was it what you expected? Y'all let me know, man. Make sure you hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel. Appreciate all you guys, man, for tapping in. And I'm gone. Peace.